Right, we're going to have a look at the Nasdaq, and I'll come up with a trade plan for you today. Before we get into that, I want to show you this. I'm going to go to a bar chart and then have a look at these and tell me which ones you wouldn't want to take. Okay, buy signals, look at every one of these as profitable. And then look at the pullback. So what we want is, well, I mean, every one of these pullback buy, pullback buy, pullback buy, pullback buy. Which one of these would you not want? Pullback, buy, pullback. That's okay. That's coming off the momentum sink. Okay, so before we get into the analysis, I wanted to show you that. And then we've also got this guy here giving us these signals. And we've got this one giving us these signals. Every one of these was pretty good. I won't get into the details, but I mean, if you're looking for Forex signals, let's get into the video, the analysis. Just head over to my website, anthonyfx.com, and you'll find the link there to join. So we're looking at 15 minutes. I'm going to go to a 4-hour chart. What we might do is include these guys. So it'll be a video. We'll do it on TradingView. Okay, share. All right, we're looking at the Nasdaq. Last time I did a video on this, it was this one. Let's have a quick look, and we were looking for a sell opportunity. And as it was, we got a really nice outcome now. Since then, this has rallied. All right, so we now have a very aggressive bullish move here. Summer bias is going to definitely be bullish, so we had a break of this market structure. Right, this is pushed up. And look at the support that's under here. So it's pretty aggressive. It's traded into this high. It's retraced off that. And now we're pushing up again. So let's just go down the time frame and I'll give you my trade plan. So there's two things I want to look at with this. One is going to be the bigger picture. And I'm always looking at volume profile. I want to know where the market auction is. I'm going to look at that high down to this low, and we're going to go back and we're going to pick it up from here. All right, this is the bigger picture volume profile. Now go down to a 30-minute chart, and I'm going to grab the micro view, not the macro. Okay, so we're going to go fixed range volume profile, and I'm looking at this high down to this low. So we'll run it back into here, pull it across, make sure we've got this extended to the right, and go okay. So what we've got here is two profiles that we need to be mindful of. This, where you see both of these volume profile value area high, is key level, and it's still trading within this value range. It hasn't really broken out. Right, so what you need to be mindful of is how, well, we'll just start with the smaller profile, right? How this can trade from the low to the high, down to the low, back to the high, down to midpoint. Okay, back to the high, back to the low. Well, that happened, right? Back to the low, broke through. All right, now we're back up at the high. And my question is, if it holds above, do we go into price discovery? Or if it doesn't break through, does it travel back down looking for value? This is smart money accumulating shorts by longs or shorts through this. You need to understand what's going on here. So I'll back out of these two drawings. All right, so the volume profile value area where it's range bound is the smart money footprint. Look at this. Smart money, this is a smart money footprint. Look, fake out, shake out, all the way down. Right, so what they're doing, this is a huge accumulation of longs. This is big. Look how far that traveled, guys. And then look at how deep this has traveled back down, pushed up, created more liquidity. Buyers piled in here. Stops went under, down they went. They wiped it out, right? So to me, this is looking to continue on based on that. All right, that's in my opinion, right? Could be wrong. Well, they might turn it around. Who knows? But my bias is bullish. Now, here we've got the same thing. We have a potential accumulation range going on. It ranges, fakes out, the shakeout, right? So this draws in buyers. This takes out liquidity wipes out their stops, and then it pushes up. Now we've got a bit of a gap here. So my question is, in terms of if they're accumulating, has this done the job, or are they going to wiggle it around in here for a bigger period of time, a longer period of time, and then maybe, who knows, right? But you got to remember, big money have a massive amount of capital, and they can't just jump in here and go, okay, let's buy with $1 million, dollars worth of orders. They can't do that. They've got to package up their orders and work these levels to get their positions sorted. So that may or may not push up from here. It could, and look at the blue levels, okay, the bigger picture. So it could even pull back down. So at the moment, this is currently range bound until we get a decisive break, and I want to see it break above here and retest that. All right, so if it breaks out, I'm going to be long here. So that would be a buy. And the other thing is, if it comes back into value, watch how it works its way around that level and that level, okay? So it may work its way back down. It could hold here and just work between here, or it could come back. We don't know yet. All right, so, how I get involved with that is similar to, well, look anywhere where there's a pullback. So you get that pullback, break of market structure, BOS, right? But you've got to get into this setup with a bit of a plan, and my plan is here. If it pulls out of this range, so let's just consider the possibility that maybe it continues up. Okay, I need it to. Well, here's the thing. Okay, it's pulling up at the moment. Let's grab that. Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it actually pull back like so. Okay, it rallies up, pulls back, and it gives me a break of market structure above here. So that's what I'm looking for. All right, now I'll mark this up so you know what we're looking for. Similar to here, we had this. It pulled back and we had a break of structure. So there's your pullback here. Okay, it retraces, and then it breaks structure, and then up we go. So I'm looking for another pullback and a break of structure. It could pull back under and continue up, but it's above this value range, this high, the value area high. These two levels here, blue and pink dotted from and you've got this point of control from this bigger picture volume. Right, so this is a key level. It's got to hold above that. If it breaks below this, then I'll be looking for, okay, if it breaks under here, I'd be looking for its, I don't want to go counter trend, but you'd look to target, first target. If it breaks under here, you'd sell there, target 1, target 2, that kind of thing. But I'm mainly interested in a bullish opportunity. If it holds above here, right, that's the main thing. Let's just go to a 1 hour. Yeah, what does that look like? So we can kind of zone out a little bit and get a bit of an idea. Yeah, all right, so we'll just scrunch that out. Yeah, it's got to hold above. Now, what else can I say about this? Yeah, you don't want to be buying into this blue line, right? You really want to see it pull out, give you a higher high, and a pull back into a higher low, and then break out again. And then you take that. You've got to get above this range, these two levels. You've got to get above that, right there. Right, that's key. Yeah. Well, that's my take on that. Look, and if it fails below, I'll let it go. I'm just looking for this. That's what I want. And then this will impact all the other currency pairs, the dollar pairs, everything. Generally, if this rallies, we should see the dollar weaken. So we could have, pound dollar, Aussie dollar, etc. could be bullish if this stays strong. All right, that's my take on the NAS at the moment. I guess keep an eye on the VWAP as well. So this is the anchored VWAP. It's over here. So grab that, throw it on the low, throw it on that low, throw it on this low, so you can create like a VWAP cluster. Yeah, on any of the, like if it pulls back, throw the VWAP on there, and you want to be above two things. It's got to be above this value of volume profile, this area here, and it's got to be above these VWAPs. At the moment it is, but it's not above the volume profile yet. Right, so these VWAPs will continue along as this develops. Right, so keep an eye on the VWAP. Like if you're bullish, pull the VWAP, anchor it on previous swing lows. It doesn't matter how far back you go, you can throw one on there. It builds a VWAP cluster. Anyway, that's way down there, but you can see that this is definitely the momentum's bullish. So above VWAP, and we know bulls are in control. So look, that's my take. Love it if you comment and let me know what your thoughts are on this. Yeah, all right. Yeah, with that, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.